All right, so the next caller is Nick from Canada, who has a question. Nick, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. How can we help you today, Nick?
Well, I've been going through some trouble with my marriage, and my wife is in what I believe a limerence situation. We've been fighting quite a bit. We are currently sleeping in separate rooms. I started working on my pies as I discovered your YouTube channel probably about a month and a half ago. And it's really helped me. Like the videos are incredible.
Good.
In the last couple of weeks, there has been a little bit of progress made. We don't fight as much. We do have two girls together, two little girls. My question, I've talked to her about what's been going on. I believe she's in an emotional affair.
Yeah.
That's my belief. Well, she is absolutely in an emotional affair. But she denies it, and I don't know how to get her to convince herself that she is. How do I get her to realize what she's doing? And she knows what she's doing is wrong, but she won't cut ties with this person who's actually used to be a former friend of mine.
Yeah. It's quite often that happens, that it's a person that's a friend of the spouse. For example, women often get involved with a friend of the husband, and men often get involved with a friend of the wife. It's not unusual at all. Now, what you're dealing with, if indeed she's in a limerent relationship, if she's in that emotional affair, then logic is the last thing that's going to work. Because whenever you try to combat emotions with logic, the emotions are going to win every time. I mean, even to the point that people will say and do illogical things because the emotions are so powerful. Therefore, trying to convince her of this is probably not going to work. You say, well, then what in the world do we do? Understand that, how long do you think she's been involved with this guy?
Well, probably like seriously involved where it's been a problem about 2 years. As far as I know, it hasn't turned sexual. She is very honest with me.
Good.
Which is good, and I try and be that safe space for her. There was a incident that happened about 1.5 years ago at our house where I caught them kissing at a party of ours, which was tough. But we kind of bounced back a little bit and then kind of regressed. In the last 6 months. We've been having, as this person kind of came back into our lives. I tried to, fix that relationship between him and I, as I thought it was a friendship worth fixing, but it kind of backfired on me.
Yeah. So here's my question. She still lives at home?
Yes.
She's still sleeping in the same bed with you?
No, we sleep in separate rooms.
Okay. Is there any physical intimacy at all?
There's not. She won't even, she won't kiss me on the lips. She tells me she loves me every day. We hug every day, and she kisses me on the neck. I kiss her on the neck, but that's as far as it goes. Sometimes we cuddle in bed, but I then return to my room.
Okay. And is she talking about moving out, divorcing you, anything like that?
We've had that conversation. She's asked me to, find. She originally asked me to go live with my mom. She said it would be easier for the kids and easier for me to move out rather than her. But that's not really convenient for me, or it's not something I want to do.
And how long ago was that conversation?
Probably the last time we talked about it, about a month ago.
Okay. But she's not pushing it. She's not pushing for you to leave.
No.
Okay. First of all, I think it's a wise idea that you did not leave. I mean, because when people separate, then things become easier, which is not a good thing. Because you see, when you're separated, there's some degree of relief just because of the fact you're not having to face each other every day. And then when it comes down to, okay, we got to do some work to put this thing back together, it's like, well, I'm kind of at peace right now because we're separated. So we recommend that people separate only in the case where somebody's in danger. And then, yeah, without a doubt, separate so you can be safe. So I think you were wise not to leave. And the fact that she's still telling you every day that she loves you. Do you in any way believe or know that she is escalating with the other guy at this point?
I don't know. That's always been like, you know, a hot point when we talk about it, and because I have a hard time controlling my emotion towards it, but I'm trying to be that, you know, safe space and be understanding of what she's going through.
Right.
And trying to listen to her and not, you know, make her feel like she can't tell me these things.
Well, in the long run, time is on your side. Here's what I mean by that. You say you think it's been going on for at least 2 years. If that's the case, if they've had this emotional connection for 2 years, understand that a limited relationship, if that's what this is, a limited relationship will last somewhere between 3 months and 48 months. And most of them end well before the end of the third year, many around the end of the second year. So the very fact that she hasn't left, that you're still living in the same house, even if you're in different beds, the fact that you're in the same house, the more that time passes is actually to your advantage, okay? And if you can maintain living together, even if she's down the hall, if you can maintain living together and it's not acrimonious, you guys are not yelling and screaming at each other. She still says, I love you. Now, you may still have the occasional rift, but the fact that she says, I love you, that you actually can even kiss each other on the necks are all good signs. And so, if you can just maintain what you're doing now, it sounds like you're doing the right kinds of things, and hopefully time is on your side, and this thing will eventually work out if you can handle it for a while longer. And when I say a while longer, you must understand, I don't know how long that is. I don't know if that's going to be 3 months or 2 years. I don't know. But if you can continue to do that, because obviously you love her, then that's to your advantage. And it's also to the advantage of your daughters that you're still in that house. Trust me, all kinds of research on that. Have you? Are you aware of this 3-day intensive that we do here in Tennessee?
I am, and if she were to agree to go, I would definitely.
Yeah, we have couples.
On it.
We have couples from Canada all the time. I mean, all the time.
Yeah.
So if you may at some point, I wouldn't push it, but at some point, just recommend, hey, you know, we probably need to come to some kind of resolution of how we're going to do this. And so I ask you, for my sake, would you be willing to go to that workshop with me? But I certainly wouldn't push that. Because right now, you're kind of in a valley where that, at least it appears that you're making progress in the sense that you still talk to each other and she still understands at least some degree of love for you. And so if you could just be patient for a while, this may well work out to your advantage. Now, you've been listening to our videos, so you understand the pies and things like that. By any chance, are you in our online course?
No, not yet.
Okay. You might want to consider that, because it actually takes you through kind of a step-by-step, what do you do? And while we give some information on the YouTubes and et cetera, and we're happy those are there for you for free, the online course, we do have to charge a fee for that. But the online course actually gets into more detail, more specifics and et cetera. And if that's a possibility for you, I would strongly suggest that you consider that possibility just to help you become the best you can be. But so far, young man, it sounds to me like you're doing all the right things.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but like I have been, you know, doing the pies, and you know, it's starting to, you know, I think make a difference, and that's why we've seen a little bit of progress. But now, like she's been friends with this guy for quite some time, probably like 7 years. But like I said, it was like 2 years ago that things started kind of escalating. Right. She did tell me yesterday that she went to dinner with him, with other friends, with other people. And my question to her was like, oh, you're still hanging around with him? And she said, yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
But he he probably sees her every day because she works at a gym, and he goes to that gym. I no longer go to that gym. I go to a different gym because of that person.
All right. Well, my suggestion is for the time being, young man, keep doing what you're doing. And if it's a viable alternative for you, I would suggest the online course. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Keep doing it, man.